So what I'm about to explain in this video made me $8,500 in one day. And so in this video, I'm going to be explaining the exact system that enabled me to make $8,500 in one day from my agency. As always, just before we jump into the video, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Massively helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's jump straight into the video. So as you can see on the screen, $8,500 in one day. I think it was July 17th, I believe. Obviously you would have seen that if you follow me on Facebook, you would have seen a post that I created about it. And this video is kind of the same ideas behind that post as well, in terms of what I spoke about, right? So the reason I was able to make that amount, right, is because I had a solid sales process. Now, a sales process is something that not a lot of people really speak about in regards to an agency, right? They speak about it in regards to an info product or a SaaS business. That's a big thing, right? Having a sales process in a SaaS business or in an e-commerce business, right? A lot of the times people speak about sales processes in terms of those business models, and they don't actually speak about it in terms of running an agency. But the reason I was able to make $8.5K was because I have solid sales processes in place in my agency. So first of all, let's answer the question of what is a sales process? What does it look like in an agency? Well, I personally have two sales processes in place at Bax Consulting, which is my e-commerce social media marketing agency, right? Two sales processes. The first one is the process of outbound prospecting. So basically the outbound prospecting process that we have at Bax Consulting is a team of 5 people, and they all conduct outreach to qualified e-commerce brands. And qualified e-commerce brands being not only brands who can afford our services, not only brands who can benefit from our services, but also brands where we know on our end that we will be able to generate them a obscene amount of money and an amazing return on investment, right? And obviously there's a certain process that we take each and every e-commerce client through before reaching out to them. And obviously for the members of the Quantum Leap e-commerce agency program, you guys have that exact step-by-step process that you need to take every e-commerce client through, right? So I've got a team of 5 who do lead generation, right? They find and scrape these leads. They plug it into Pipedrive, and we've actually built out a system within Pipedrive that basically enables for not only streamlined outreach, but also streamlined organization. And obviously because we've got so many people reaching out, there may be duplicate leads. So we've basically built a system as well that stops any duplicate leads being added into Pipedrive, right? And from there, we send out a certain set of emails. We send out a certain sequence of emails. The first one being, and I've explained this in previous videos, but I'll go through it again. The first one being basically where we, introduce ourselves, we, compliment the business owner in certain things and whatnot, and we make, the first kind of section of the email personalized. And basically the main goal of that first email is to ask the prospect if they are interested in seeing a case study. And within that case study, we basically cover, one of our clients right now where we've spent around 60K and we brought them back in just over 900K from ads this year in 2020 alone. And we also actually give them kind of like a quote unquote audit of their current digital landscape and where they're falling off and where they can improve. And genuinely in that case study, we actually provide value. Something that not a lot of people do, but we genuinely provide value. My main goal for the case study, so I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. Let me go back. So the first email, we ask them if they're interested in seeing that case study. Once they reply, we then send them another email with the case study. And in that email is, as I said, where we go through the 60K spent, 900K brought in case study for one of our e-com clients right now. And we also go through and we give them genuine value, right? Genuine value on what they could be doing better within their business, right? Honestly, the main goal of that Loom video is to send over a Loom video. And if the client or the prospect at that point doesn't book in a call with us, which is what we pitch at the end of the Loom video, if they don't book in a call with us, we basically want that prospect to be able to take what we've gone through in that video and actually implement it into their own business, and they see a noticeable increase. Now, again, that's kind of something that not a lot of people do within the agency space. It's all about sales. How do we get them on the call? How do we, actually sell them and get a $1,500 retainer, a $2,500 retainer, $7,500 retainer, right? That's everybody's goal. What we've done is basically flip that on its head, and we've I just genuinely want to provide value, right? And so, we go as far as giving the prospect audiences within Facebook that they can target where they will see a noticeable increase. Audiences that we implement for all of our clients, right? Our entire client roster have certain audiences. And obviously I've gone through this with you guys in the Quantum Agency program. But yeah, like I say, we've got genuine audiences that we implement for every single client on our client roster, and they routinely produce amazing results. So we give these audiences out to these business owners because we know it's going to help them. And so that's kind of the second email in that email sequence. And then from there, at the end of that Loom video, we pitch the call, right? And then that call is the discovery call, the sales call, whatever you want to call it. That's where we then go on and actually, pitch our services. If the client's an actual good fit, we don't pitch it to anyone and everyone. We make sure that the client's a good fit, which is a good section of that, sales call where we physically see if they are a good fit, if it makes sense for us to bring them on board as a client. Then we pitch what we have to offer, right? And then from there, they decide and we take them on as a client. That's our outbound prospecting process. That is one sales process, right? So we're basically taking somebody from absolutely nobody, they have no idea who we are, to taking them through a sequence, right? A methodical process. And then at the end, they then pay us 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, whatever that number is, right? That's one of our sales processes right now. Now, the second sales process that we have implemented at Bax Consulting is a more high level process. So that first outbound prospecting process that I said, anybody can do it because it's completely organic. But I'm personally paying for that now. I think I've got around a $600 monthly subscription with Pipedrive. And obviously I do commission for the appointment setters at Bax Consulting. But you can do that personally. That's how I started my agency, right? I got my first 7 clients from this process when I started my agency, and I didn't spend any money on it because I was personally conducting everything, right? And if you're interested in learning more about how I signed my first ever 7 e-commerce clients, click the first link in the description. It's going to take you to a 60-minute free training. And in there, I really break down absolutely everything. I break down the exact email structure, what I say in each email, this email sequences, the follow-ups, all that type of stuff. And as I say as well, in there, I also show you how to go from 0 to 6 figures with your e-commerce SMMA. So click the first link in the description if you want to learn more about that. But going back to my original point, that outbound prospecting process, anybody can do, right? Because it's organic, it's free. This second sales process that we now implement is more high level, as I say. You want to build out this second sales process once you've got a proof of concept within your agency. When I say once you've got a proof of concept, I basically mean once you know that you can bring a client on board, you can successfully sell them on a 5K monthly retainer, whatever that is, and you can successfully deliver results for them as well. That's super important. You need to ensure that you're able to deliver results before you build out this second process. However, that second sales process is a funnel. So it's a VSL funnel, which basically means video sales letter funnel. I'm very open with my funnels and whatnot. You can actually go to baxconsulting.com/case/study. And that is the VSL funnel. Now I'm currently actually working on rebuilding that entire process. So it's gonna look very, very different soon-ish. But yeah, as I say, that sales process right now churns out clients for us. And actually that 8.5K day was from that sales funnel, right? So basically what I did is I built out posts on Facebook. Again, it's a method, it's an inbound lead generation method that I routinely talk about because it works, right? I'm currently implementing it still within my agency. And again, for those of you in the Quantum Agency program, you guys know exactly how to do it perfectly. The reason I teach it, the reason I talk about it is because I implement it in my own agency and it works amazingly well. Guys, I'm a product of my own product. I continue saying this. But yeah, like I say, I'm a product of my own product. So I basically create posts, right, that call out my target audience and again, provide value to my target audience, which piques their interest. They're like, oh, this is super valuable. This is actually really helping me out. Let me look a bit further into who this is or whatever he does and whatnot. From there, in the groups that I post in, right, my target audience sees those posts, then they click on my page and I've basically tailored my entire Facebook page to drive them to either message me or watch the case study, right? Go through the VSL. Well, first of all, that's why I say this is high level. You only want to build out your case study once you got a proof of concept. But look, guys, I still routinely signed clients when I didn't have a case study. When I was first starting out, somewhat first starting out, I still had a couple clients on board, but I didn't have a case study. And I was actually still leveraging this inbound lead generation method on Facebook when I had no case study, and I still signed clients, right? So you want to tailor the path like a wizard. You guys know in the program what that term means, right? So you want to tailor your path like a wizard. And when I say that, I basically mean your personal Facebook profile. So then that drives people to either message you, right? And then in the DMs, you can get them onto a sales call and sell them. I've personally even sold clients, sold prospects in the DMs. I've actually not even hopped on the sales call and I still sold them in the DMs, right? So that's kind of one route. Or you can, if you're a higher level, like I say, and you've got a case study, you got a VSL, then you can drive them to that VSL. From there, that VSL will churn out a sales call. So that's 2 examples of a sales process in an SMMA, in an e-commerce agency, right? Now, obviously there's a third sales process that we also implement, which is paid traffic, and that paid traffic is pushed to the VSL, but that's higher level once again. And I'm actually gonna cover that in this video. But the inbound lead generation method from Facebook is actually how I had that $8,500 day, right? That's how I had it, through that second sales process. But as I say, this is just one specific day in July. And it's actually my best day yet. 8.5K in one day is my best day. Yeah, as I say, that's just one day. Like, we still sign clients from, the outbound prospecting sales process and the inbound lead generation process through Facebook and paid traffic as well. So basically my whole point, my whole goal with this video is to, first things first, show you how I generated $8,500 in one day. And I also wanted to show you the importance of you building out proven step-by-step sales processes within your agency. A sales process that routinely and predictably generates you meetings, and then those meetings obviously generate you paying clients, right? And for those of you in the Quantum Agency program, you guys have the 2 best sales processes to implement, right? When you're, to get from 0 to 6 figures, and even multiple 6 figures as well, but it's ideally based around 0 to 6 figures. You have the 2 best sales processes: free organic inbound lead generation through Facebook and outbound prospecting outreach, right? For e-commerce brands, you have the best sales processes. And look, if you're not in the Quantum Agency program, don't worry, go ahead and watch the free training and watch the YouTube videos on this channel that I routinely post every other day. I cannot tell you how many messages that I've got from people saying that they've signed up clients, signed e-commerce clients from my free training and the YouTube videos on this channel, right? People routinely sign clients and routinely message me that they've signed clients just from the free content that I post. So go ahead and watch through all of my free content because it will help you. I cover everything to do with running an e-commerce agency and how to get to 6 figures, all on this channel and in my free training as well. So guys, I hope you found value in this video. I hope it gave you some more context on, as I say, how I generated an 8.5K day and the 2 organic sales processes that I've got in place in my agency, and that I highly recommend that you guys implement into your own agency as well. So guys, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Smash the like button if you did, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.